जी, आपकी सलाह क्या होगी इस समय? जैसे आपने कहा कि ये एक बहुत बड़ा कंसर्न होगा, एसबीआई के रिजल्ट्स जो हैं, बट एक जो सबसे बड़ी चुनौती है इस समय वो ऑटो स्पेस के सामने भी है, बिकॉज एवरी डे दे रन इनटू सम ऑफ द अदर बैड न्यूज़। अब केरला में भी जो 2000 सीसी प्लस डीजल व्हीकल्स हैं, उनके लिए दिक्कत है। आपका व्यू क्या है ऑन द पैसेंजर व्हीकल सेगमेंट?
See, passenger vehicle segment, let's not confuse it with certain kind of regulation which is coming out. वो तो consumption related है. You probably will have what I'm saying. Say the 7th pay commission implementation, OROP, 7th pay commission center में implement किया है तो states पे भी implement करना पड़ेगा उसका effect. So you will actually see the consumption actually beginning to increase. So I still believe that there will be growth in passenger vehicles. You will also see growth in two-wheelers, etc. So that's not something which I'm worried about right now. But issues like monsoon, issues like the global growth, then also comes a point that January में हमारा crude का price था at the lowest at $28 or something. अभी तो you are back at $50. So if you look at the current account deficit and trade deficit, I think in the month of March you have seen a figure of trade deficit at less than $5 billion, which is probably the lowest you have seen, and I don't think it can go below that. So for going forward with crude having moved up, you probably will expect to see a higher trade deficit happening and a higher current account deficit. And especially because global economy is not doing that well, हमारे exports also will not grow quite dramatically. It will remain subdued. So you have a problem from a current account deficit and trade deficit. So दो चीज हो सकता है. I don't think interest rates can come down. Second, currency weaken होने के लिए भी और chances है. Okay, so the global growth is also so crucial. And remember, by September, you have that FCNR deposits of 36 billion to be repaid back. Foreign exchange reserves, if the amount of money goes back, that also would put some pressure on the rupee. So you have got enough challenges out there. So to become overly bullish, saying that index will go up quite sharply, I don't think it is possible.
Andrew, what exactly your take on crude right now? I mean, because the price performance of certain sectors, and especially the, upstream companies like, for instance, ONGC, entirely depends on the price performance of crude. What exactly take on crude, and would you like to take some contra calls on stocks like Reliance and ONGC, SROL?
That's to me.
The question
Yeah, Andrew, that's for you.
Yeah. So, I think with the oil price, I think with all commodity prices at the moment, it's been, let me take metals. I think metals have been held up by, more speculation in China than it has by underlying demand in the global economy. So I do expect commodity prices to continue to be under pressure, particularly in the metals. With oil, again, I haven't really seen that demand has picked up so smartly. To really kind of keep the price where it is, and with the Canadian oil rigs coming back on production, and the fact that with the higher oil price, the shale gas producers in the US are not shutting down anymore, and Iran's view of increasing output means that oil prices will remain under pressure for the rest of this year. I just wonder after the Saudi Aramco IPO listing whether the oil price will then take its move back southwards. So I'm a little bit skeptical about the oil price. I think it will come lower, and so would I be buying oil companies? No. Would I be buying Reliance? No. Partly because we have to wait and hear about their rollout of the telecom business, and it's hugely delayed, and I'm not sure why. But until we see that, that's the catalyst, not the oil price.
Right. Andrew, also, now some of the commodity stocks, we have seen very interesting move, be it sugar stocks, be it steel stocks. But now what is happening is they also got into that cyclical orbit where probably I think the drag is due to fundamentals or maybe the results, but there is no clear promising signs that they will continue to outperform. What is your take?
So I'm not an expert on sugar stocks, so I'll just leave that alone. But on the steel stocks, basically what you have is, if you go back to January, February, when they're all beaten down, they became a bit of a dark horse in terms of a rebound, and that's what's really happened as commodity prices moved up globally and we've had more stabilization. But again, we'll go back to the pure fundamentals now in terms of, will a Tata Steel be able to, continue to grow within India, and we go back to the domestic economy. So I don't think I'd be chasing, because I think commodity prices, particularly metals, will probably fall in the very short term, which will put pressure on these companies, and then in turn put pressure on the banking industry. So we're not out of the woods yet, and I just don't think it's more of a trading buy when prices come down, rather than it's a fundamental long-term hold, because the global growth is showing is very robust, and therefore you could expect long-term commodity prices to move higher.
श्रेय, ल्यूपिन एक बार फिर से आप देखें ऑलमोस्ट इस दौर के नए लोज पे है, और ये प्राइस परफॉर्म आज को छोड़ दूं मैं अगर, तो कल ऑलमोस्ट इसने उस प्राइस को छुआ. फार्मा के साथ ये इश्यूज हैं, और इन्वेस्टर्स का थोड़ा एग्जैक्टली जो हिट होता है ना, वो ऐसे इश्यूज के चलते हिट तो होता ही है. आप कई समय रुक कर कोई स्टॉक पे 10-15% कमाते हैं, और सडनली उस सेक्टर में वो स्टॉक 10-15%, 20% एक महीने में टूट जाता है. आपका एग्जैक्टली इंटरेस्ट है क्या इस वक्त स्पेस, इस फार्मा स्पेस में, या फिर आप मिड कैप फार्मा को ज़्यादा प्रेफर करेंगे इस वक्त?
हमारा व्यू है फार्मा इज गोइंग टू हैव मोर हेडविंड्स दैन बिग गेन्स. सो इसके लिए बिग फार्मा में देखो, सन, रेड्डी, सिप्ला, लुपिन, we are not bullish. So it is not a part of our topic also. Okay, where we are bullish is probably the Aurobindo, Glenmark and Jubilant Life Sciences. Then these three stocks we have been bullish for the last 6 months and better part of last 1 year also. So our view is new product launches, especially in the US for Glenmark and Aurobindo, and you will more in injectables, where your margins are also on the higher side, which will be much higher than many of the other big pharmas in the product segment, especially in injectables. That is what is going to drive these kind of companies. So it is not a sector call, it is individual stock call. And again, Jubilant Pharma maybe, Jubilant Life Sciences, clearly it was beaten down, it had problems. वो problems have sort out किया है. Actually we are beginning to see the ramp up. So again, pharma में भी हम sector specific नहीं जा रहे हैं, stock specific जा रहे हैं.
Andrew, what exactly your outlook on Siemens right now? Are you chasing?
And ये तीनों stock हमारा topics में है.
श्री प्लीज, अब मैं आपके पास एक बार फिर से आऊँगा. इस बीच एंड्रयू से एक बात कर लूँ. इनफैक्ट एंड्रयू, व्हाट एग्जैक्टली योर आउटलुक ऑन सीमेंट राइट नाउ? आर यू चेजिंग सीमेंट्स राइट नाउ?
Well, our outlook on cement remains more positive, because obviously that's where the government's spending more money. So you've seen a lot of consolidation within the industry. So I suspect prices, I'm not saying cartel-like, but I'm sure prices will be held pretty steady. So it's one pocket of growth we have within the kind of infrastructure industry, which is starting to play out. I'd like to see a little bit more in other sectors, such as the power sector, but it's not. It's just execution's taking too long, and margins are under pressure. So maybe that's a few more quarters we have to wait there. So the infrastructure plays has been cement for some time, and probably will continue to be so. I think most of them had stellar results, and I expect that to continue.
Andrew, are you hoping for any rate cut from RBI?
I still think there's a possibility, but everything hinges on the monsoon, right? I mean, if the monsoons are good, then I could see another 25 basis points for the RBI. Probably, towards September time is doable for them. But obviously, I think we'll have to just wait till the monsoons have shown themselves, and hopefully have we got rain in the right places, and the drought situation the country is facing at the moment is removed. So that's what I would say at the moment. To say definitely would be a bit foolish at this stage, given that we're still awaiting the monsoons.
But Andrew, if you are comfortable enough to talk about some stocks in the mid-cap space, would you like to trade? Would you like to, share some investment ideas for short-term and medium-term perspective, especially, some dedicated mid-cap and small-cap stocks, if you are comfortable at all?
Yeah. So, we're not shying away. I mean, for the fund at the moment, we're keeping mainly to the large-cap stocks actually, because we do expect that volatility to come in between now and June, and that sell in May kind of play that which we've been talking about has largely kind of started. So I think just for the time being, we're going to keep away from the mid-cap side of the equation, because obviously they will be hit if the market was to take a bigger fall from here.
All right, Andrew, thanks for joining us. A pleasure having you on the show. So RBI की तरफ से 25 बेसिस पॉइंट की कटौती अभी भी संभव है, इस पर आप नजर रख सकते हैं। श्री, आप जाते जाते कोई डार्क हॉर्स रेकमेंड करना चाहेंगे फॉर आवर व्यूअर्स?
Not really. We stick to our topics and उधर से ही हमारा recommendation होगा, not outside.
बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया, आप इस कार्यक्रम में शामिल हुए और सभी इंडस्ट्रीज और सेक्टर्स मिलाए रखिए आपने।